In Milan, Louise Trotter debuted her first collection for Bottega Veneta, and with it, a new chapter in the house's storied devotion to craftsmanship. This was not a revolution by noise, but by touch. Every surface, every material, every weave whispered of hands at work, of patience, and of a modernity born from mastery. Bottega has always been about craft, but under Trotter, craft feels elevated to concept, a language unto itself. The collection unfolded like a study in transformation, how the tactile can become transcendent, how the hand can render the future. Everyone wondered what the new Bottega would look like. Trotter sent out designs that exemplified her hallmark, minimal, yet refined approach to wardrobe staples. A coat, a tailored intrecciato masterpiece, woven so finely it shimmered like snake scales beneath the light. The precision was hypnotic. The kind of garment you could imagine taking months to make and a lifetime to forget. A floor-length cape, also intrecciato, but composed of superfine strips of leather, so delicate it rippled like water. There was a sense that Bottega's iconic weave had evolved, moving from mere texture to illusion, sometimes resembling fabric, sometimes metal, sometimes something altogether unnameable. Then came the robe coat, a standout in denim blue leather, intricately woven and embroidered with feathers that floated as the model walked. It was tactile poetry, part couture, part craft installation. And just when you thought you'd seen the limits of material transformation, Trotter shifted gears. Out came sweaters, though that word barely suffices, sculpted not from wool but recycled fiberglass. They glowed in shades of sunset orange, molten red, and silver blue, glinting under the lights like molten glass in motion. The material had the soft appearance of fur, but moved like liquid light. The skirts, made of the same fiberglass, shimmered in swirling ombre, giving the models an almost ethereal buoyancy, as if suspended between earth and dream. Trotter's tailoring was sharp yet sensual. Shoulders were exaggerated, a play on power, but balanced with fuller volumes through the torso and leg. Proportions that felt both assertive and free. Trousers were long enough to kiss the floor, a gesture of quiet ease. There was precision, yes, but never rigidity. Everything moved, everything breathed. Then came a moment of lightness. Parachute silk dresses, fluid and unanchored, drifted down the runway. Some were the colour of seafoam, others a pale faded khaki, a nod perhaps to Bottega's Italian understatement. They floated like sighs, airy but deliberate, reminding the audience that elegance doesn't have to shout. And of course, the accessories, those coveted Bottega signatures that define modern desire. Here Trotter began with history. The Lauren Hutton clutch, yes, that bag, the one that launched Bottega into cinematic immortality in American Gigolo. In Trotter's hands it was reimagined, sleeker, more architectural, yet still imbued with the sensual restraint that defines the house. Other bags were masterworks of texture and tone, woven leather in stormy neutrals, sculpted pouches with glossy finishes that looked almost wet, and structured totes that blurred the line between object and art. The shoes, minimalist but beautifully made, carried that same undercurrent of quiet power. Modern, cool, but deeply Bottega. Throughout there was no logo, no gimmick, no need for noise, just the steady hum of excellence. Louise Trotter has done something rare. She's taken Bottega's devotion to handcraft and refracted it through a futurist's eye, making tradition feel electric, not nostalgic. The collection isn't about the past, it's about the continuum of making, where artisanship becomes innovation, where the hand meets the machine, and where the future still feels human. By the final look, the audience understood. This was not just a debut, but a declaration. Bottega Veneta under Louise Trotter is no longer simply a house of craft. It's a house of transformation, where the weave becomes the world and the material becomes the muse.